You read the title, you saw the thumbnail, and yes, we need to talk about the fact that the literal lightest gaming mouse on the market right now comes packaged looking like some sort of Sigma male crypto scam. This is the G-Wolves Fenrir Pro, and it weighs in at exactly 18.9 grams. That means that this paper-thin plastic shitpost with cutouts big enough for Boardsy to violate officially beats Optimum Tech's custom 3D printed Zeromouse and even the luxurious €400 custom handmade German Zaunkoenig M3K with a golden PCB. So, should you buy it, and did it improve my aim enough so that I no longer routinely cry to myself in the shower after a 6-game loss streak? Let's find out together. So I wanted to quickly address those of you that subscribed to me on my last video about becoming a femboy to improve my aim. I actually put together the official ADHD femboy aim kit, which comes with the WLmouse, as well as a pink hoodie, cat ears, and everything else you need to hit Radiant tomorrow, okay? If not today. Help me match Jeff Bezos, not only in the baldness, but in the bank account. First up, what we already talked about, the weight. 18.9 grams is phenomenal. And let's talk a little bit about the shell design now. It feels pretty sturdy. The ginormous holes at the back are a bit weird. Of course, they don't matter because you don't have palm contact anyways. This is a fingertip mouse. But aesthetically, visually, they are, not very nice. They don't look very nice, and it of course also makes it kind of risky to leave this mouse unattended around Boardsy. So yeah, I have to say I really like the width of this mouse. Okay, it can really sit in your hand quite comfortably, even when you have bigger hands, compared to something like the WLmouse, my last review. It is a lot wider, so this almost feels a little bit like a pen mouse, because you're actually the width. It's so thin. It's so thin on the actual side, whereas this really fills up your entire hand, which is quite nice. Okay. I do, however, have to say that my main complaint with this mouse, what I don't like about it, is if you see here, the clicks are pretty low. So for me to have like a nice stable grip, I actually have my fingers quite far up on the mouse, which then means that my fingers where I'm actually clicking is pretty down low as well. And I don't know, it just really feels uncomfortable. I don't know, I actually started getting a bit of pain even when I was training with this a lot and playing a lot of Deadlock. I mean, could also be just from the pretty intense tracking. Deadlock, from my standards at least, is a pretty tracking intensive game. So it could just be that my finger was not used to, my hand, my tendons weren't used to all of that. Which I don't think is the case, because I use my fingers a lot. But yeah, so I did actually reach out to some people in Discord servers I was in that I saw talking about the Fenrir, and asked them about their experience, so I would have a little bit more of a rounded review for you guys. Speaking of Discord, have you ever wanted to show your amazing endgame perfect setup for the whole world to see? Well, you're in luck, my friend, because if you join my Discord and send a video or some pictures of your setup to me, I will show it off and review it. I don't care if it's a $100 or $5,000 setup, if it's endgame or completely unhinged. I mean, check out my favorite setup. I call it the Editor Minimalist Tech Bro who's secretly a femboy. Just send me what you got, and let's get back to the video. But most other people didn't say that they had any kind of discomfort with this mouse, or that they really felt that the grips were very low. I guess the thing is also there are a lot of other mice that also do have lower grips, although again this is an extreme on how low the clicks are. And of course, just to clarify, in case anyone's confused, I'm not talking about the actual click, like the actual switch. I'm just really talking about ergonomically the position of how close to the mousepad your finger rests, instead of like up here. So yeah, the people I asked in Discord, or just in general, people talking about the mouse, were pretty enthusiastic. And I saw people from different game genres, even someone playing CS2, although these kind of fingertip mice are a lot more controversial in tactical shooters where the meta of peripherals is pretty stale. I mean, they're all just playing on their Zowies and their super lights, and they don't care if their mouse is fucking 200 grams, okay? Because stability there is really important. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. But again, personally, it just feels wrong. Just feels wrong in my hand. It might also just be because I've gotten too used to, my femboy mouse from the last video. But yeah. Now this is an enthusiast premium mouse, so you are still paying a premium price, around $160 as I'm recording this right now. And the internals are pretty solid, okay? You got a PMW 3950 PixArt sensor in here, 8K polling rate as well, and a browser-based software to adjust things. Although I do have to say, I kind of found it, tricky to navigate to, because it's like called xyc.mouse or something. Just the user experience of just quickly digging it up in the browser is not as seamless as with most other products. But yeah, I'm literally just talking about that it's not the very first thing for me that pops up on Google sometimes when I look for it. That's all, okay? It's not that big of a deal, but still, it kind of like bugged me every time that I tried to like change a setting, and I had to like, read to Google results. Who could imagine that? That is quite a lot of effort. Speaking of the software, one really cool feature that they have here is you can actually adjust the sensor angle. And with this mouse specifically, where you're kind of like, grip angle with a fingertip grip mouse can be kind of awkward sometimes. It really helps to be able to adjust your angle. For example, if you're playing this with like 1-2-2 grip, your pinky finger might kind of adjust or shift the position of the mouse in your hand around the sensor, so you might be playing at a different angle than what you're used to. So this is actually a really useful feature to have. Besides that, most other features are pretty standard. There's also axis sync in there, and your average settings. You can control the LED light if you want to. So G-Wolves decided that the best way to market this 19-gram fingertip mouse was to lean into the most aggressive Sigma grind set aesthetic legally allowed. Despite that, when you actually open the box, you are greeted by these sleeves, okay? There's two of them, and they honestly feel so bad. Like, the friction on them is so bad compared to the regular pulsar sleeve I usually use. And not only that, it actually says fashion. I don't know if you can read that. It says fashion right here. It says fashion on this nice little sleeve. So I'm pretty convinced I literally just got some random femboy sleeve off of like Amazon and put it in here. Like, yeah, this is an aim sleeve, trust me, bro. But no, G-Wolves, this is not an aiming sleeve. Unless some people really like that feeling of the grain going against the mouse pad. It probably has more friction than just your palm, so yeah, but whatever. So beyond the femboy sleeves and the usual accessories like, grip tape and extra skates and stickers and all that, you also have this like molding clay, which you can use to basically create a shape that fits better to your hand in case you're having a problem with the grip. But under all of that, we finally get to the mouse. Well, almost, because first we have this. This is some sort of like Remova style carrying case, like luggage carrying case, which honestly is almost really, really cool. However, for me personally, this weird little purple sticker right there, which is also a AI generated holographic Sigma Wolf, you know, that kind of just ruins the whole thing for me, but you can tape it over and then it's pretty cool. I don't know why they thought that we would want this kind of traveling luggage thing, which you can, by the way, even wear like this. But I mean, let's be honest, most of you guys aren't gonna go to the airport with this and travel the world. You're gonna buy this and you're gonna sit in your room alone and play Valorant for, you know, 24 hours. But in case you travel, maybe you're a pro, you're gonna travel to a LAN with it, and now you got a stylish little case to carry it in. For that use case, it's actually pretty good. You know, if you're actually going to a LAN party with this, man, or like to an esports tournament, that's actually pretty convenient. I do appreciate the effort that G-Wolves put into their packaging. It's something you don't see every day. I've never seen this kind of like case with a mouse, and it does make it feel premium. Yeah, with those weird Sigma Wolf stickers there. And also we have this holographic text here that says, "I love you, G-Wolves, my favorite forever." I mean, I don't know why, but there you go. You know, it's there. Enjoy your Remova style Carabel suitcase. But once you get past all of the weird Sigma grind set branding and open your little suitcase, your little luggage thingy, this is where the joke ends, because you actually get to finally look at the mouse, and this thing is not bad at all. So, you know, what's my overall verdict? I would say, you know, just purely on paper, this is a really good mouse. Probably the best mouse right now, on paper at least. Performance, weight, everything is really good. The packaging, the branding is a bit whack. Oh, I forgot to mention the colorways, by the way. There are some pretty cool colorways, like this transparent variant and also another pink cute variant. Forgot to mention the colorways, by the way. There are some pretty cool colorways, like this transparent variant and also another pink cute variant. And I think just overall the aesthetic of the actual mouse itself, so you know, excluding all the packaging, besides the ginormous holes on the back, it looks pretty clean, honestly. It's nice and minimalist. Really the main concern for me is really just the shape, but that's just me personally, okay? If I could, I would switch back to the Zeromouse right away. However, I clumsily broke off the front trigger. I was cleaning it quite aggressively, like it was really an unreasonable amount of force I put against it, because I was like tweaking after losing a game. If you're actually buying the G-Wolves Fenrir Pro, you are probably a furry.